What is up guys, this is Luck by Geo and welcome back to the channel, and today guys I'm bringing you my Elemental Hero Neospatian deck profile for you guys. That's right, I've already brought this deck in the past for you guys, but I decided to upgrade it because it's been a long time since I've made the profile, and since then me, together with the help of my friend Cerobites, so shout out to Cerobites, built a way better version of this deck. And special thanks to him, because he was the one that tested this deck on and on and on non-stop, and because of him he actually came up with a very decent build, and I actually agree with his ratios a lot, so my build is basically the same as his. And this deck is now way more streamlined than it was, and don't get me wrong, this is not a meta threat or anything like that, but it's still a very fun deck to play that I advise you guys to try out. Anyway, let's get into the deck profile, and we start with the skill. It's straight a new key, and it's straight out of Neospace. So this skill allows you to, if your opponent controls a monster and you don't, you can special summon one Neos from your hand, and you're locked for the rest of this turn to special summoning Elemental Heroes and Neospatians. Also, during the end phase, if a fusion monster you control is returned to the extra deck, you can special summon one Elemental Hero Neos from your deck to cover up for the Neospatians fusion's negative effects. Anyway, now we move on into the extra deck, and we start the deck with triple copies of Elemental Hero Neos. This is the bread and butter of the deck. And next we play triple copy of Elemental Hero Prisma, as is a very important tool in this deck to fill up your graveyard and to modulate its name to the monster you need to in order to contact Fuse or to fusion summon. We also play double copies of Neospatian Grand Mole, as this card is very annoying and it goes into the important fusion that is the Grand Neos, that allows you to send one card they control to the hand. And we also play one Elemental Hero Blazeman to search polys or to send the monsters from the deck to the graveyard, and one Dynabase, as this card can fuse itself together with the Neos to make the Elemental Hero Brave Neos we play in the extra. And that's all for the monsters. And now we move on into the spell cards, and we start with double copies of Reinforcements of the Army, as this is a huge consistency boost in the deck since we want to see our warriors as much as possible, for example the Blazeman and the Elemental Hero Prisma. Anyway, moving on, we play triple copies of Mystical Space Typhoon to help deal with your opponent's back row, as this deck does not like back row at all because he wants to make his plays without being interrupted. And we also play double copy of Ian Shuffle, and this card is very strong in this deck because it makes the deck feel very fluid to play, not only from the field effect to shuffle one Elemental Hero or Neospatian to deck and switch it with one that has a different name, and guys, keep in mind that you can do very dirty stuff with this, for example summoning Prisma, send one monster, Prisma changes name, then you activate the end shuffle, shuffle back Prisma, bring back another Prisma, and then use the new Prisma's effect to mill one more monster from the deck and change the name of that new Prisma. Also, this card has a very nice effect in the graveyard that you can activate except during the turn it was sent to the graveyard, to banish it and then shuffle back one Elemental Hero Neos or one Elemental Hero and one Neospatian monster into the deck to draw one extra card, making this a very versatile and very strong card in this deck. Moving on, we play one copy of Miracle Fusion. This is because we fill up your graveyard with a lot of monsters, and so we play one of these to help you come back into the game in case you need a stronger fusion monster on the field. We also play one Polymerization to search off the Blazeman, and one O Oversoul, since we can mill the Elemental Hero Neos very easily to the graveyard, and with this we can just bring him back from the graveyard. And this is all for the spells, guys. And now we move on into the traps. We start the traps with double copies of Next. This card is very strong, especially because it can be activated from the hand if you control no cards. And this card says that you can special summon any number of Elemental Hero Neos or Neospatian monsters from your hand or graveyard in defense position with their effects negated, but as long as you control those monsters, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except fusion monsters. That's not a problem at all, because we only play fusions and there are no more extra deck monsters as of now in Speed Duel. Moving on, we play one Hero Blast, as this card is very strong if you manage to activate it and resolve it, because you can target one Neo since you'll be constantly putting Neos in the graveyard and add it back to the hand, and then destroy one of their monsters if they have one with 2500 attack or less. Moving on, we play double copies of Sakuretsu Armor to help defend ourselves, alongside with one singular copy of Polydoi Kanede to also help us defend ourselves from aggressive decks. This is all for the main deck. We play 26 cards if I'm not wrong, and now we move on into the extra and side decks, and we play triple copies of Elemental Hero Grand Neos, as this is the main fusion you're going to, and with this you can shuffle one of their cards they control to the hand, which is a very strong effect in my opinion. Then, in the end phase, he will go away because of its effect, because we do not play the Neo space, and your skill will cover him by bringing one Neos from your deck. Next, we play double copy of Elemental Hero Brave Neos, as this guy is very easy to make. He just asks for a Neos plus 1 level 4 or lower effect monster, so you can use your Dyna Tank or your Blazeman with the Poly to fuse into this guy, or even the Miracle Fusion, and he will gain 100 attack for each Neos patient and hero in your graveyard. Also, he has a bonus effect that if he destroys a monster by battle, you can add one spell or trap from your deck to your hand that mentions Elemental Hero Neos, and with that you can add from your deck to your hand the next trap card or the very powerful EN Shuffle. And finally, but not at least, we play one Elemental Hero Nova Master. Since we play one fire monster, that is the Blazeman, we can actually summon this guy with two ways, those being Polymerization and Miracle Fusion. And guys, this guy has the effect that if he destroys a monster by battle, you get to draw one card, which is a very neat effect. And that is all for the extra, and now we move on into the side deck. We start the side deck with one Soul Release. Next we play double Night Beam. Like I said, this deck hates back row decks, so we want to play without getting interrupted, and because of that we max out on some removal. We also play one Mind Crush, just a generically good card, and double Lost Wind, as I do in all my decks, because this card is just very generically good in this format. And this is all for the deck profile. And guys, I'm now gonna show you the entire deck, so you guys can copy the deck if you want to play it for yourselves. So guys, here's the main deck, in case you guys want to take a look for yourselves. And here is the extra and side deck for you guys as well. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is it for today's deck profile. If you did, feel free to leave a like, maybe subscribe to the channel if you enjoy my type of content, and if you wanna see a specific kind of deck profile in the future, or a specific kind of video even, feel free to comment down below. As you guys already know, I read all of your comments, so feel free to comment. And I'll try my best to bring you what you ask for in the comments, if it's possible for me to do so, or especially if it's something I want to bring for you guys. But anyway guys, like always, this is all for today's video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Locke by Geo, and I'll see you on the next video. Out!